The office building stood silent under the dark night sky, but the night shift had just begun. Rakesh worked as the night security guard. Every night he sat in the small security room, watching the CCTV monitor.
The security room was quiet and dim. The light from the monitors filled the room. Most nights were boring and peaceful, but tonight felt strangely different. Night shifts always felt longer after midnight. He stretched his arms and sighed. Then he looked back at the monitors. Everything still looked normal.
Suddenly, one screen flickers. Camera 17, the third floor corridor. The light flickers. Something's wrong. The hallway looked empty. The lights above flickered again briefly. Then something slowly appeared at the far end. The figure on the screen slowly became clearer. It looked like a woman in a white dress, her face hidden.
The building was supposed to be empty, so how did she get there? Rakesh felt confused. He leaned closer to the monitor. The scene felt unsettling. Rakesh picked up his radio immediately. He called his coworker Mahesh outside. Mahesh answered that he was at the gate. There was no one else inside. The haunted CCTV camera. The woman had disappeared. The corridor was completely empty again.
The next night, Rakesh remembered the strange incident. He kept glancing at camera 17 repeatedly. The digital clock slowly approaches 2 a.m. Rakesh began to feel slightly nervous.
At exactly 2:13 a.m., the screen flickered again. Camera 17 showed the same corridor, and then the woman appeared, closer. Rakesh's heart began beating faster. The woman was now halfway down the corridor. Her hair still covered her face.
He decided to check the corridor himself. Rakesh grabbed his flashlight quickly. He walked toward the elevator slowly. The building felt darker than usual. The elevator doors opened slowly. Rakesh stepped into the hallway carefully. His flashlight lit the dark corridor, but the woman was nowhere to be seen.
Rakesh searched every corner of the corridor. There were no signs of any normal, but the strange feeling remained.
Back in the room, he checked camera 17 again. His body suddenly froze in fear. The woman was standing there again. The woman in the white dress slowly started moving. Her movements looked unnatural and stiff as she walked, felt his hand shaking, but he couldn't look away.
She continued walking closer. The camera captured every step clearly. Her coiled eyes flared above.
She stopped directly in front of the camera. Her hair still covered her face, and with the same white dress. Her eyes were completely black. They looked empty. The woman stared directly into the camera. A strange smile slowly appeared on her face.
Rakesh quickly checked the other monitors. Most cameras showed normal hallways. Nothing unusual appeared anywhere else. The corridor outside the security room looked dark and empty. Suddenly, a familiar figure in a white dress appeared. Rakesh's fear grew stronger.
The woman continued walking slowly. Her movements looked even more unnatural. The hallway lights.
Finally, she stopped outside the security room door. It looked like she was listening. Then the door handle began to turn. The door creaked open slowly, revealing an empty hallway. No one was there. Rakesh felt a wave of confusion and terror. When he turned around, the room was empty. No one stood behind him. The room was still standing there, closer to the stair.
Suddenly, the monitors went black. A cold hand grabbed Rakesh's shoulder and pulled him backward. The next morning, Mahesh arrived for work. All the monitors were turned off. Rakesh was nowhere to be found. His flashlight lay on the floor. Mahesh felt something was wrong. Police later checked the CCTV recordings. At 2:13 a.m., camera 1 suddenly turned on. Then a pale hand appeared behind him.
Since that night, the building has felt different. Night guards refuse to stay alone there. Every night at 2:13 a.m., camera 17 flickers.